Hello everyone, welcome back to the surgical canvas. In today's video, we will discuss one of the most versatile flaps in reconstruction surgery, the Keystone design perforator island flap, also known as the Keystone flaps. In this topic, we will discuss about its modifications. The first modification of the 1:1 ratio, the classical Behan classification of the Keystone flaps, omega variant, Sydney melanoma unit modifications, modified type 2 keystone flap, Hemikeystone flaps and its modification. So let's start with the modification of the ratio. The ideal ratio is 1:1, but this ratio can be increased up to 1:5 when there are chances of flap necrosis or poor vascularity, such as in case of radiation therapy or when inflammation is present at the site. Now let's discuss the classical Behan classification. The first type 1 is there is skin incision only. Deep fascia remain intact. This is used only in case the defect is very small and there is very good tissue laxity. In type 2A keystone flaps, along with skin incision, we give deep fascia incision on the lateral border, on the outer curvilinear border. This deep fascia incision increases mobility and reduces tension. This is the most common performed keystone flap. Now coming to the type 2B keystone flap. It is very similar to the 2A flap, but here instead in the donor skin we go for STSG. It is not closed primarily. In the type 3 keystone flap, we go for the double opposing keystone flaps from both sides. It is ideal for central defect, midline defect, for example pilonidal sinus. It is done when the defect has very little surrounding tissue laxity. The skin surroundings are not very lax. Now coming to the type 4. This is a partial subfacial. Here we go for partial subfacial undermining. It is traditionally up to the 50% of the flap to gain additional movement while preserving the remaining perforator blood supply. Perforators are here lying and they are intact. The donor site is planned for STSG, the omega variant of the keystone flap. Here the perforators are lying at these locations. So while raising flap, a midline cut was given on the medial edge of the flap. This led to advancement as well as rotation to fill the gap. At the end there was a fish mouth type closure performed. Now coming to the Sydney melanoma unit modifications. Here this is one of the most elegant modification. Instead of complete excision, a skin bridge was intensely preserved along the great arc of the flap. Why do we preserve this skin flap? Because it offers several benefits, such as it provides additional vascularity. It preserves subdermal lymphatics, which reduces the postoperative edema. Now coming to the other modifications. Coming to the modified type 2 keystone flap. Here instead of just lateral edge of the flap, we also raise the medial edge of the flap. Here we have to make sure that the perforators are not damaged. This medial edge deep fascia incision increases the mobility greatly, but we have to take care of the perforators. Now coming to the Hemikeystone flaps. Instead of designing a complete keystone flap, only one half is raised. It is useful only when skin laxity exists only on one side. There are several modifications of the Hemikeystone flaps, such as double Hemikeystone flaps at the single unilateral apex, double hemikeystone flap at both bilateral apexes. Here we have to make sure that this is very different from the omega variant, as we are not giving a midline cut on the medial edge of the flap. It is occurring naturally. And double hemikeystone flap at the opposite sides on the both bilateral apexes. It gives a very beautiful S-shaped incision.